All right, let's dive into a story that feels like it's straight out of a prestige TV drama, but it's actually almost 2,000 years old. We're cracking open the works of the historian Flavius Josephus for an incredible tale of ambition, betrayal, and a son's plot against his own father. It's all about palace intrigue and one very, very fateful journey home. First things first, let's meet the key players in this high-stakes family feud.
Okay, so to really get what's going on here, we gotta know the cast of characters. At the very center, you've got King Herod the Great. He's the powerful father, and you guessed it, the target of the whole plot. Then there's his son, Antipater, our main antagonist, who isn't just trying to take out his dad, but he's also trying to frame his own brothers, Archelaus and Philip. Now, there was another conspirator, Herod's brother, Pheroras, but he's already dead when our part of the story kicks off. The whole thing starts to unravel because of a key witness, a guy named Bathyllus. And the man who's going to have the final say, that would be Varus, the president of Syria. I mean, talk about a complicated family dynamic.
So, what was Antipater's grand plan exactly? Well, this wasn't just some half-baked idea. No, this was a full-blown campaign, a whole web of forged letters, deadly poisons, and some seriously sneaky financial moves. Antipater's attack had three parts. First up, character assassination. He hired forgers in Rome to cook up fake letters to make his brothers look like they were the traitors. Second, literal assassination. Get this, his freedman, Bathyllus, testified that Antipater got his hands on a deadly poison, just as a backup plan. And third, he tried to cover his tracks financially by burying all the bribe money inside this enormous 200-talent expense account. The guy really thought he had all his bases covered.
Now here's where it gets really interesting. For 7 whole months, while all this evidence is bubbling to the surface back in Judea, Antipater's over in Rome completely clueless. He's so full of himself, so arrogant about his success there, that he has no idea he's about to walk straight into a trap meticulously laid by his own father. This is where the deception just goes to a whole other level. Antipater writes home, bragging about how Caesar honored him and how he'll be back soon. And what does he get in return? A masterpiece of manipulation from King Herod. The king, who is just boiling with rage on the inside, writes this super friendly letter telling his son to hurry up. He even dangles the idea of forgiving Antipater's mother. It's the perfect bait, and Antipater is about to buy. Some of Antipater's friends were a little suspicious. They told him, hey, maybe slow down. Find out why your mom got kicked out of the palace before you rush back. But others just wanted to get home and told him to go for it. As Josephus puts it, Antipater chose to hurry because Providence hurried him onto his destruction. Call it fate, call it ego, his choice was made. And that decision, well, it sealed his fate. The man who left Judea like a rock star was about to get a very, very different welcome home. So he lands at the port of Caesarea, probably expecting crowds and cheers, the whole 9 yards. Instead, he's met with this chilling, unexpected solitude. Everyone just avoided him. The rumors about his treason had spread like wildfire, and nobody dared get near him for fear of what King Herod might do. So at this point, Antipater is pretty much the only person in the entire kingdom who doesn't know what's really going on. He can feel that something is deeply wrong, but he doesn't know what. Josephus says that inside, he was ready to die for fear. But on the outside, he put on a forced boldness, desperately hoping he could still talk his way out of whatever this was. Still clinging to that fragile confidence, he heads to the palace. His friends are stopped at the gate. He walks in alone, straight into the lion's den for the final dramatic showdown with his father. So he walks in, he sees his father on the throne, and he sees Varus, the president of Syria, right there with him. Still playing the part of the good son, Antipater puts on a brave face and actually steps forward to embrace the king. So what do you think awaited the parasite inside his father's court? Boom! He gets hit with this. Before Antipater can even lay a hand on him, Herod throws his own hands out and just screams this furious condemnation. He calls his own son a parricide, a father killer, right there in front of everybody, and won't even let him get close enough for an embrace. The mask is off, the trap has been sprung. And just like that, in that one moment, Antipater's entire world, all his schemes and all his ambitions just completely collapses. He's left totally speechless, and his fate is now completely out of his hands. He was so confounded, so completely shocked he couldn't get a single word out to defend himself. and his father gives him no time to recover. Herod immediately announces that a trial is happening the very next day, with the powerful Roman official Varus acting as judge. And this is where Josephus leaves us hanging at the end of this chapter. Antipater is trapped. The evidence against him is overwhelming, his own father is his accuser, and he has less than 24 hours to come up with a defense for his life, which leaves us with this final, haunting question. With all of that stacked against him, what defense could a parricide possibly make?